Joining us for this week's entertainment panel here in studio once again is the beautiful Abby St. John. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Of course, I love doing this.
Yeah, of course. I'm really excited to be able to do this once again
Yeah.
here in studio. It's always a lot more fun, and we got some good topics on the go. And of course, us being Marvel fans, coming up this weekend, we got some exciting stuff coming up. Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange.
Yes.
I am so excited to be able to watch this. We're planning to do this tomorrow, be able to go see it in the VIP, and I think it's going to be a great time. The ratings have been great so far from seeing just how it has come out for like that premiere for people to able to see it last night, and then going to see it tonight. And on Rotten Tomatoes, from what I saw, it was a 77% score, and then with audience, it was all the way at 89. So it almost seems like, of course, audience score. Like everybody loved it compared. And then with the box office tickets right now, it's supposed to be like right behind Spider-Man No Way Home with how many tickets have been bought so far.
Yeah, opening night internationally, they doubled what the Batman made internationally on the opening day. We know that across the world, theaters were releasing, including here in Lloydminster, was releasing it on the Thursday. So that's very exciting. That's very promising. Yeah. It's 4% behind No Way Home for their opening day international sales. Yeah. They brought in $27 million overseas just on one day alone. So that bodes well for the rest of the weekend. Yeah. They're guaranteed and projected to be #1 this weekend worldwide when it officially releases everywhere. And that's very exciting. That means, it's starting to think, okay, well, Spider-Man was super successful on the first day, and they're a huge grossing movie now. They made over $1 billion. I think Doctor Strange could be somewhere behind that, especially since they beat out the Batman's box office sales as well. They also obliterated their sales from 2016's Doctor Strange, so that's very promising, considering the first Doctor Strange was very good. And I think because his character was just being introduced in the MCU, people were a little unsure, but now he's solidified himself in the MCU with the Avengers. So I think this is going to be very promising. We have the Scarlet Witch, Wanda coming back, which is exciting in itself.
So exciting.
There's going to be a lot of twists and cameos, and I'm very excited to see it. And obviously, just looking at the first day alone, I think it's going to be a very high-grossing movie all around the world.
I think this second one is definitely going to have so much more people going in and checking it out and seeing, of course, like you said, Scarlet Witch. Oh, I'm so excited for that after especially watching WandaVision and whatnot. So for all the WandaVision fans out there, I'm sure excited to see what happens. But I think it's going to be still very good. Going to have a good turnout even for the rest of the weekend. And I'm excited for us to see it tomorrow for sure. But now moving on, this is going to be kind of a different topic compared to, Marvel and superheroes and whatnot. But there's been some talk online right now about that 90s show. Yeah. That one sounds pretty interesting because it's been talked about on social media with having Kitty and Red. All of the cast, most of it returning for this, minus, of course, Danny Masterson, obviously. And then after 15 years of anticipation, everybody's super excited to see what this is going to be all about. I'm super excited to see Kitty and Red back on the screen. Yes,
we got a kind of a peek at what to expect. We saw a picture of them in the iconic kitchen. After that 70s show, which was a huge success, I mean, it's still a success today with it being on Netflix. And so we see that they now have a spin-off series taking place in the 90s, which I like. I like that they're doing it in the 90s instead of, today in this era. I think I love that they're doing it in the 90s, which would make sense because, they were, teenagers in the 70s. They're going to have kids that grew up in the 90s, 80s/90s. So it makes the most sense.
Yeah, doing it right now would be like they're way older.
Yeah,
past a lot.
Grandparents. But yes, it was confirmed that Kitty and Red are going to be back. We saw a picture of them. They're also executive producers on the show as well. And the creator of the show, Bonnie and Terry Turner, they're coming back as the series writers as well as executive producers. So that's exciting. We have the original creators of the show coming back. There was a spinoff series a long time ago called That 80s Show. None of the cast really were a part of that, so it kind of fell off. It's very promising for this one. It's going to take place in 1995 back in Point Place, Wisconsin, and it's going to center around Eric and Donna's daughter, Leah, who's visiting Kitty and Red, her grandparents, during the summer, and it's going to follow a new group, a new generation of friends coming together, partying, getting into trouble, basically everything that Eric and Donna did with their friends. It's going to just kind of repeat, and she's going to grow up in this sense, because that's kind of how that 70s show went. They grew up together, and they went through all their teenage years together. And like you said, yes, the returning cast is coming back, except Danny Masterson, obviously because of his ongoing trial and arrests and stuff. But it is very exciting that we're going to see everyone else: Topher Grace, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Laura Prepon, and Wilmer Valderrama is all coming back as their original characters, which is very exciting. There's no series release date yet, but it will be on Netflix. They're in post-production as of right now. So I'm very excited to, even just to get a sneak peek with a trailer possibly. We got a couple photos. So now just waiting for that release date and the trailer to come out just to get a little sneak peek of what we can really expect.
It's gonna be interesting to see that. I'm glad to see that they are gonna be showing the future of like their kid and having like that same humor. I'm hoping having all that original cast, seeing like what their stories are
lives,
looking at.
What happened with their lives after the show ended.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be able to see that, and hopefully we'll be able to get a trailer and more information soon.
I agree.
Yeah, but that's all the time we have for now for this week's entertainment panel. Once again, thank you so much for joining us today, Abby.
Of course, anytime.